Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Team Building with Zooch, where I take a live guest and team build with them for a matchup. And then afterwards, I'll go ahead and watch the replay and talk about how I think the game went, how the team performed, and everything else. So without further ado, we have our guest Chef with us here today. What's going on, man?
Hey guys, it's me, Chef.
It's
I'm
in
here to
Chef.
play.
Hell yeah, he's here to play, he's here to build, here to get some dubs. So we have a just a standard Gen 9 Terra preview right now. Crazy rolls.
Yeah, none. It's
Yeah,
just standard.
pretty standard. All right, cool. So we have a matchup here. Have you got any ideas or anything, or not really?
Wellspring looks terrifying. I don't like that thing.
Wellspring always looks terrifying, man.
Yeah. Iron Moth looks pretty good though, offensively. I think
Yep.
there's some cool things we can do with that. Zarud's always good, so
Of
definitely want to
course.
look at that guy.
Of course. Zerud's a big dude. Zerud is everyone is either a big like hater or a big like lover. I'm definitely on the lover side for Zerud. I think that thing should be max points always. It's broken.
Damn, dude, I think it's so sick. It can do so many things.
Yeah. By the way, I'm also eating on the side a little bit, guys. So sorry about that if I'm doing that. But yeah, so yeah, Zerud is really good. The problem, okay, not problem, like we're bringing it, but like obviously, but the only thing is like you said, Ogrepon is a pretty big issue for this team
Yeah.
to the where like to the point where you don't really have a switch in. Like Skarm is your Fizz Death wall, but it's not gonna be Ogrepon. Doesn't resist it or anything. So we
Yeah.
actually might have to make Zerud like kind of like the Ogrepon check.
Yeah,
Um,
it's probably gonna be grass or dragon, right?
Right, yeah, right, which will definitely limit its potential. I'm thinking straight off the bat, probably grass, because I think there's a chance it might have like play rough, for example, for something like Dragapult, or I mean, it might have knockoff too. But I think grass, the only thing it really hit you for is like U-turn, which I guess it's okay
Yeah.
because at least it's switching out. So at first glance, definitely seems like grass is the play. I mean, he doesn't really have great grass resist besides it's these two guys, right? Besides Moltres and I guess Roaring Moon too. These three.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think Moltres is gonna probably come here. Terra Moltres is interesting. I don't think I've ever actually
It's a
played or
nightmare
seen
to
it.
calc versus. I've played a couple times. I hate calcing versus it,
Yeah.
but
But it's pretty good because
it's
it's really good into like Skarmory, for example. It could check Iron Hands, like with just Will-O-Wisp
yeah.
Roost. Even Crook, like it can flame body a lot of your guys here. So I definitely think Moltres is coming. Other threats, like I said, Iron Moth I do think is pretty solid here. Obviously it does get Dazzling Gleam for coverage for Moon. Slowking does kind of seem like probably the switch in Spidef Slowking if it comes. I know it gets like
Yeah.
Energy Ball, right, and Discharge, I think, Moth,
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah, Spidef Slowking can always take two and just Side Shock to probably kill you. So a bit of a tricky matchup, honestly, at first couple glance. But
I agree.
yeah, I definitely think Iron Hands does look really, really solid here too, though, because just like Fizz Def, because a lot of his threats are actually physical. Like a lot of them, his only like special attackers really are like these four, and they're not really offensive Pokemon, right? They're usually not offensive. So I definitely think if you build, Iron Hands like physically defensive, and then they could just like kind of drain punch a lot of its health back versus things, that could be maybe a pretty good
Yeah,
Pokemon here in this
I agree with
matchup
that.
here. So yeah.
I think I do.
Yeah, they do have spike potential, but you do have two removers too, which is nice. So, yeah, I think it probably is best to kind of just start with the Zarude because it is probably going to be the Ogrepon check. So, um, I mean, I kind of want to look at calcs too just to see because it's still going to do a lot of damage. Let's see.
Yeah.
It's Terra with like just stab versus Zarude. Let's say we're just Terra Grass. Alright, so they're gonna be probably what? They should be Jolly here. They shouldn't be Adamant. That'd be kind of crazy. They
Yeah,
are,
I agree.
right? So this should be the calc. So honestly, with no bulk, like you should be okay. Obviously, if it Terras too, you're gonna hit them for way harder with a grass move.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, even just like a max HP one, you should be okay. Like the only like worry is obviously we said U-turn. Like if if they U-turn on your Zarude coming in, right? Then they can probably just go Moltres, and then U-turn on your switch out again, and it can kind of be a bit annoying with the whole like momentum. So especially if they have hazards up. But regardless, yeah, I do think we probably build Zarude. I mean, we could always fit something like Jungle Healing on them too, so we don't got to worry about you know, flame
That's kind of what I was
bodies.
thinking as well.
Right,
Yeah, I
yeah.
was thinking like when I first looked at it, I was like, I think Terra Grass or Dragon Bulk Up looks pretty sick here, like jungle healing, but like coverage becomes an issue for sure.
Yeah, so like setup is good here, but again,
Oh, that's true.
they do have Unaware, they do have Pokemon where like even at one bulk up if they switch to something like a Moltres, like I think Moltres can probably still handle you. I think if we're making it more defensive to check like the Overpound, which is going to be its main role, I think you probably just want utility stuff like knockoff, synthesis, maybe taunt, and then an attack probably. It's not going
That's
to
true.
be really setting up and kind of going through their team here. I don't think this game. I think something like Hands could set up and win here, or maybe Dragapult. It kind of sucks. Dragapult's really good, and of course, like you have it, but of course they have a Clefable, which is like probably the best check to it. So it's a bit annoying there.
Yeah, I see the vision.
Yeah, so let's set up Zuru. Let's check out the speed first. If you want speed for anything versus this team,
Moltres will probably run good bulk, right?
right?
So
I don't think it's gonna have much speed. Honestly, Moltres doesn't really make sense.
it hit like, what's modest or like just non-boosting Moltres hit maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, like the only like thing I could see them even running some speed for maybe is like just like min speed Crocodile or something. So like it would be like very little. I see them pretty much just being probably mostly just Fizz Def here. Not really, doesn't really make sense to them that much speed. So I don't think Zarude really needs much speed either. If anything, this is probably a game where I would just make it like 8 or 12 speed just in case they try to creep you with like I don't know, Coalfish or something, right? Yeah, like it doesn't really, I mean, you could also, yeah, like I said, 12 speed could also creep this if it's no speed treads, but I don't know if that would be the case either. It might just be max speed, honestly, to make sure it's faster than Zarude. So, but the bulk seems very good here. So let's go ahead and do that. Zarude. And we're going to go Terra Grass here for sure. So we're probably going to want to try to get this Terra off, ASAP. So it could be a potential lead on our end, especially if you have something like Taunt. Some Grass here. I think Leftovers on this type of set just is always mostly ideal. Could run Boots too if you're scared of, they have T-Spikes. They do have a lot of potential hazards. I'm going to assume we're probably going to bring one of these two guys for removal. Maybe both. Yeah. Not really too sure. Skarmory still looks pretty good here. Like it can check these two guys pretty well, and then it can still take a hit from Ogerpon as well if you need it. It's just they have Pokemon that like Skarm. I mean, even versus like Quillfish though too, Skarmory doesn't really take anything. You can get taunted, which is annoying, but Skarmory looks pretty solid here, like into a lot of their threats here. So we could have defog on Skarmory if you want,
It did actually lose defog though, which kind of blows.
Oh shit, you're right. Does Kramer have defog?
Yeah, it does.
It does.
It does.
Oh,
yeah,
that's funny. Okay, so we have Stoice though too, which is obviously more reliable than Kramer. Yeah.
I do still think Skarm could come though. It doesn't look awful for sure.
Yeah, I think it's honestly it looks pretty good. It's just like I said, like Tross for example or Moltres, like they're pretty free switch-ins, but you can always just come in and click a hazard or something too. Their only remover is I think. Does Moltres have defog? I don't even know. Oh.
No, it doesn't.
Right, so it's just treads. Okay. So yeah, so even if you run something like Rocky Helmet, like every time they spin, they do take chips. So that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for Zarude, I do think Leftovers or Heavy Duty Boots, we can leave the item for now. We definitely need a Grass move because we need to be able to actually kill the thing that we're trying to check here.
Yep.
So usually that's either Petal Blizzard or Trailblaze.
Ooh.
Probably Petal Blizzard, I would say.
That doesn't make contact, right?
No, it doesn't. Yeah, no. We are probably going to run Knockoff, though, so, I mean, there's a chance of still getting burned, but Knockoff is always good, so I agree. Not to run that guy. Now it's a question of Synthesis or Jungle Healing, I think.
I don't know. Moltres is scary, so I'm kind of like inclined to say Jungle Healing, but I'm not too sure.
So I'm trying to think if you do knock into the Moltres and you get burned. Let's check actually how much we're doing to Ogerpon with Petal Blizzard. Blizzard.
I didn't know this thing got that move.
Yeah. It's a pretty. I think you might be thinking of what's it called? Not Petal Blizzard. Petal. Is it Petal?
Dance?
Yeah,
Yeah,
pedal dance. Yeah, a lot of people like I've seen. I mean, I've run this quite a bit when I use Zerud, and also I think another player, Habita, who's a pretty big Zerud guy, he also likes running Pedal Blizzard. It's just a stronger
that's
move.
like,
Like, I mean, you can
yeah,
run something like, I mean, the other one is Power Whippage, but I prefer more accurate
yeah,
moves than damage because it
that's
would
fair.
suck to miss. You know, you could run
This is
Power
the
Up though
first
if you
time I've
want.
played it.
Yeah, yeah. It's just your preference, but I think Pedal Blizzard is better because I think
Yeah, makes sense.
it would suck to miss versus Ogerpon.
Yeah.
So it does look like even if you do get burned, I mean, you still are doing, even with no attack, you still are doing a good chunk to Ogerpon. Even if it's like max HP, you should be around to two-shotting it. Yeah, so it honestly might not be the worst case in like it's bad obviously if you get burned, but it's not like this set's like kind of useless. Like it's still you can still check the Ogerpon. So I'm kind of thinking like maybe Synthesis might just be better to recover more. Like it's not the end of the world if you get flame bodied. And obviously
Huh. Yeah.
it's just probably one. It's I mean it's probably gonna be one time that there's a chance to get flame body. Like I think once you knock off the Moltres, and I'm assuming knock off its boots, unless it's Terra and Terra's into something else. Um, Next time if rocks are up, for example, like it's just gonna be pretty weak. It gets Terra though. Honestly, I'm kind of overlooking the Terra. It can Terra, I suppose, if you
Yeah, I
don't
think
want
I
to
am
Terra.
too. Because I'm like, man, Terra Wellspring just looks so free, but honestly, Moltres also looks really good at just like spamming into my team if you wanted to go offensive.
Yeah, it really should be like Ogerpon is too good of a Pokemon versus your team
Yeah,
too, man. Like it's
yeah, I
pretty
agree.
free. Yeah, so I would definitely lean Ogerpon and Terra here, but definitely take note of the Terra if they do bring Moltres. So
Yeah,
I think Synthesis is probably a bit better here in scenario.
I see it.
Last slot, it's a up for debate. You could run Facade if you want to have that just in case. I think Taunt is pretty solid here. Because you would taunt something like Quillfish
Yeah.
or something like definitely Clefable. Obviously, both of those Pokemon can just attack you and do good damage to you. But realistically, Clefable is either gonna Rocks or Thunder Wave, or this guy is gonna probably Spikes or something, So could be U-turn too if you want to just get out.
Uh,
Could also
in
be Rock Slide if
okay.
you want to just finish off the Moltres if you knock into it and then just try to kill it. If they
Yeah.
don't Terra. So you have a couple bit of options here.
Hmm. I'm thinking like if we lead it, I feel like I kind of do like taunt, but I do like the idea of just killing Moltres if we like try and win with hands, like specifically.
hmm Yeah, because that
Uh,
would be the one thing that's kind of annoying for hands. Moltres
yeah.
burning you. Um,
But I could do like rest or lum, but we probably want to do Shuka. It's kind of hard to say right now, you know?
for hands, I was definitely thinking potentially Lumberry. Yeah, for
Yeah,
Moltres.
I agree.
Yeah.
Uh, Facade also seems cool. CC even seems good just to like really punish the Dreads in case it wants to like stand or something. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I really
Uh,
don't think that's needed here.
yeah. I would. I think it's either. I think it's either a fighting move just to maybe chunk these two guys or taunt.
Yeah.
So it's between those two.
Uh,
I do think,
let's,
you did mention the whole leading thing, and I do think we probably are gonna lead this guy. So
I agree. I
yeah,
think let's throw Taunt on for now and then see.
okay,
I think
that
that's
sounds good.
fair.
Sounds good. Taunt. So again, this is just gonna be a pretty slow. We don't need much speed here. So the main threat that we're checking is obviously physically offensive, and with Terra Grass, like we can potentially check things like Golurk, um, you know, unless it's booster like Acro, which doesn't really make sense versus here. Moon is not going to be able to just one shot us and do a lot to us. So I definitely think it makes a lot more sense to be physically defensive here. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, the special things like Moltres and Clefable are probably not going to stay in versus anyway. Maybe Taunt and Clefable, but I definitely think this is probably going to be a mostly Fizz Def Zerut.
Yeah.
Now, it comes to leftovers or boots. If for leftovers, I think you want to run 404 for lefty's number. And then you
Yeah.
could do like the rest in Svidef or the rest in attack, doesn't really matter. Or if you want to
Yeah.
be boots, you would just be more HP. So
Yeah.
it's up to you. We'll do the lefty set for now, and then we can just change it later. maybe we don't fit removal for some reason on our team, then we could do boots. But
Yeah.
I'd probably just go like that for now. What am I doing?
Ambush.
Ambush. Yes.
Yeah.
Good job. All right. So that is our Ogre Pawn check. Dragapult. So, man, with the stupid Clefable, man, it sucks you don't Stowing anymore, huh? Dragapult.
Yeah. What's Oh, he has Moon. That's right. Never mind.
Yeah. Dragapult
And
can go.
Ugh.
Yeah, it can go boosting nature here, though, which is good. This team isn't the
True.
fastest. I mean, we could still like run like.
How do you feel about like Willow Hex?
Yeah, you could definitely do that. Willow Hex, probably a dragon move, obviously.
Yeah.
And then last slot could be U-turn. It could be flamethrower to hit treads a bit harder. So yeah, I like Willow Hex. Willow Hex is solid. You do have T-Spike too, which would help with Hex as well. Potentially, they do have a grounded poison though.
And I feel like it does come too.
The Quill, yeah, even Quillfish for hands can be annoying because of Intimidate, and then like Pain Split, like it could just Pain Split your back, you know. It would
That's
get
kind of what I'm thinking.
yeah, it would get a lot. I kind of didn't even think of that too. So, what's their normal resist? Just this guy?
Just Treads, yeah.
Oh, and Golurk, I guess. Okay,
Is
so
Golurk really winnable? Maybe.
probably
It's
not.
like that.
Yeah, it's probably not,
Yeah.
to be honest. I was gonna say because I don't really see any priority on his team. There's like a funny like kind of shell smashing Blastoise set that you could bring here, which is, I don't know if you know, it's like
Flail?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously again Clefable can be unaware, but at least your flail would be really strong if you go down to like 1, you know.
Yeah. I will say, I know the dude that I'm playing against, and I think he might see Smash Toys having a good matchup and just run me or her, because he usually does that every time he runs into a Smash Toys matchup.
Oh, have you like played this guy before?
Oh yeah, this is like my best friend in draft.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wait, did you guys like play in a lot of leagues? I know him or no?
Yeah, no, I play in like every league with this guy. He's really cool.
What's his name?
Central.
I don't know. I don't know if I know him.
Probably not.
Okay. Oh, okay, interesting. Well, yeah, that's pretty much like the double-edged sword with Blastoise. Is people do usually run a mirror herb just in case if their matchup is pretty bad. I mean, he might think that maybe like Spadef against Slow King can just always take one because a normal special Blastoise, yeah, I'm pretty sure it can, but it probably dies to Flail. You'd probably be like, if I had to guess, like you'd be like Shell Smash and then Indoor Flail and then a Water move probably. And then with the Endure, you'd probably either get a Lychee Berry to boost your, attack even one more, or it'd be a different type of berry if you want. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess they do have Ice Shard. I kind of overlooked that, but
no Shasta Titan comes into Blastoise and Skarmory, right?
it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. But I guess I don't really know. I'm gonna actually see the Blastoise calc though. So if her max attack, Adamant, plus, let's say we Lychee Berry, okay. So we'll go to +3 at 1%. Okay.
Goodbye, Ogre-Pawn.
Yeah, I want to see Slow King, because that's probably the switch in. Yeah, so even if he's max Fizz-Def, it's a roll in your favor, and any sort of chip would obviously put it in range. And like I said, I think Slow King would be more Spadef here. It makes sense for the for Moth plus Blastoise, right? So everything else probably. How much does Clefable take? Let me see Clefable. Clefable is going to be the one thing that can. So this is Magic Guard. Magic Guard will die.
Okay, I'm about to say, why is it getting deleted? What happened?
Oops. Okay. Yeah. So
sucks.
unawares doesn't really do much, but that's really only one Pokemon. Like that's it. Again, obviously Intimidate is a bit annoying for it, and then something like Booster Speed. These two guys were probably outspeed. It definitely would outspeed, I think, actually. Blastoise at +2.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, close. They would have to be like max speed, but which they might be though because
Yeah,
of
they probably would. Zarude.
yeah, Zarude. So that actually put them 1 point higher. I mean, we could always go what's it called, like Jolly,
Jolly.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
Then we might lose that Slow King role. It's kind of hard to say.
yeah, right.
It's really cool, so I want to bring it just because it's cool. But
I know. I think it could definitely catch them off guard, but it also you have to be very careful with when to set up. Plus, again, they do have Intimidate, so
the thing also gets Hayes as well, so it can be annoying with that. But I guess just don't set up in front of it.
Right. Yeah. All right. Anyways, we'll go back to Pult. Yeah, no, I like your Willow Hex. This is probably the best out here for sure. Willow Hex, probably Draco or Dragon. You probably need Draco to kill Moon because it actually has pretty good SPDF.
Yeah.
I'll check just to make sure. Specs, not specs. Iron Moon, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, Draco is gonna be needed here.
Looks like. Could you count darts and see if like maybe do like Willow Hex like maybe mix darts?
Let's see. So we probably wouldn't be minus attack. We would be like some sort of defense or whatever. Yeah, I mean darts could work. I'm trying to think what else. The thing is like something like Quillfish 2 could be a switch in, and you'd want to Draco that, right? Not darts it.
Okay.
So,
yeah, you're right.
Draco's probably a better. I mean, it sucks that you would take a drop, but that's what I'm thinking. Probably last slot is U-turn. So like if you Draco kill something, you can just U-turn the next turn, and then reset your stats. Yeah, and you can go modest here, which is nice. What's he get? 370, I think. Moon, right?
370.
Yeah. So just something like this, pretty standard here. Nothing crazy. Item, you could do a couple of things. You could do Colbur Berry. You can do boots. You can do Colbur boots, leftovers, spooky plate. That's probably like the 4 items.
Did you calc? Can you show me the Quillfish calc with Draco?
Yeah, let's see. Quillfish, sweet. It'd be probably FizzDef.
Yeah.
So
it's getting chunked for sure.
Draco, yeah, definitely, and then into U-turn, like it would just die the next time for sure.
Yeah. No, you can even like burn it.
Yeah, because also you're probably, I mean, realistically, the ideal scenario is you Willow like whatever comes in first. So even Willowing, like it's gonna be obviously Clefable or Quillfish. It should be. So you can check how much Clef takes from Hex if it's burned. Let's go modest here. Hex, so basically just double it. So yeah, it should do over half if it's FizzDef. SPDef, it won't do quite half. I'll do a little bit under. So trying to think, Clefable here would probably be. It's gonna be FizzDef here. It makes sense for these 3 guys right here. Should definitely be physically defensive here.
Zarude.
Even Zarude too. Yeah.
Go like Terra Dragon. Like if he predicts that.
Yeah. So I can definitely see Clefable being FizzDef here for sure. So that's good for us. Maybe with the spooky plate, that does make it a 2 kill. Yeah. Like I said, it should be FizzDef though anyway. I'm thinking probably Colbur Berry.
I agree.
I think there's a good chance Colbur can get proc versus these 3 guys right here.
Even if Ogre wanted to knock too, it could be nice.
Yeah. You can Willow, and then you can just Willow with the Ogre too. So even if it does player off or anything, you probably live it anyway. So that's good.
Oh yeah, it's gonna run that. Whoops, my bad.
Yeah. I mean, if your Zarude is like full health, you probably don't need to take health like on Pult. You can just U-turn into your check.
Yeah.
But if Zarude is dead for some reason or really low, then you could always Willow it if you want. If you miss, then play Max. So yeah, I definitely think it's either Colbur Berry or Boots here. I just don't know. Like he could certainly like put some hazards on the board here.
Yeah.
But again, I guess we're gonna build. We'll probably have stories here. It looks like it's probably gonna be FizzDef here, but let's see if we have spin or not. So their spin blocker is kind of sucky, so that's good. So let's just put heavy duty boots for now.
I agree. I think that's probably the safer thing since we're gonna be getting in and out.
Yeah.
Should we run? Oh, we're in special, so
probably Infiltrator. I think is here good. because Clear
Yeah.
Body, they can't really drop our special. Moonblast will just probably kill us, so
Yeah.
it's not really, yeah.
Just
Seems
wanna,
like Infiltrator's good.
yeah, get a
Um,
very cool cursed body.
I know, yeah, right. Let's see what else we got. So hands, I definitely think is coming.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's just build hands. Hands is probably gonna be our win condition because it looks really strong here.
I agree.
We definitely want speed for min speed Clefable.
Yep.
Because being fast, and they could be huge. So let's go to like 159.
I even think we could like get a little bit more aggressive with it too. Run more speed.
We can, if he might expect that too, or if he like tries to creep like Skarmory with Clefable, that'll be too much speed. So we probably won't
Yeah,
outspeed that. But
that's real.
there's
Yeah,
really no other reason for him to run more. So I think this is just a fine speed creep.
I agree.
I think the set is pretty simple here as far as attacks. It's just stabs, heavy slam,
Heavy slam and then like
yeah,
swords dance.
swords dance. It could be, or it could be, um, if you're scared of not being able to hit Kolirk, you can have a move there, or you can have facade if you don't want, in case you get burned. But I think, like we said, Lumberry is probably the
Yeah.
item here. It could be
I'm just
clear
gonna hard
amulet.
read Golurk not coming.
What do you say?
I'm gonna hard read Golurk not coming. I'm not
That's
respecting that
yeah.
thing.
That's that's a pretty safe thing. It can come, but I know if Golurk comes, it's so slow. It's like you have things that are just
Yeah.
faster that you could just blow it up anyway. You might have to pick them on because we might not have a great check to it, but um, it's more than likely not coming. So
Yeah.
so yeah, this last slot can, like you said, it could be SD, it can be facade, it can be a move to hit Golurk, which we're probably not doing. So it's probably either SD or facade. Um,
Mm,
Again, this thing can
yeah.
intimidate you and pain split you, which is pretty annoying. I don't really know if there's much you can do about that, though.
Yeah, not really.
Like, not really. Like, if it just comes and intimidates you, it's faster, so it can just toxic you, and then it could just
Much
beat you
does
1v1, kind of annoying.
How much does burned facade do to things? I guess is what I'd want to see.
Let's see. You could also just be Volt Switch last in case you wanna. If like, let's just Volt Switch to see like on what's coming in first, because they're not gonna
Yeah.
bring in like treads on Iron Hands, right? It doesn't make sense. So
Probably not.
if you
Probably
Volt
not.
Switch on a Clef or you Volt Switch on a Quillfish, and then you can go to something else, like that could always get you a lot of progress. So
Yeah.
let's check though. Hands. This thing's annoying me. Get out of here. Facade. Burned. Alright, so yeah, versus Clefable, it's still going to be able to tank you pretty well. How much does Heavy
Yeah.
Slam do if you're burned? Yeah, a little bit less. So yeah, burn hands is a bit annoying. Again, we would have one Lumberry at least, so
Yeah.
and then Quillfish like it's just gonna tank you for days, man.
Yeah. You ever run EQ then, maybe?
I mean, why does it say? Oh yeah, never mind. You can run EQ. It's
Oh wait, it just has D.
I don't think it's just gonna do enough though.
Yeah.
I think the
Plus
better I think the better option is honestly just Volt Switching, expecting Quillfish to come in, and then you can bring in something like Moth and just click a fire move or something versus this guy to threaten it out, or Draco on a Dragapult,
Yeah, I can see it.
What actually looks pretty good here too is Crocodile.
Yeah.
Like once Moltres is gone, or if it tears into something, like Earthquake looks pretty solid here. I do have Electros, I guess. I'm not sure if that comes either. But yeah, I kind of like Crocodile here, and then maybe you don't even have to go like Scarf, like Moxie. You could do like something like Scale Shot Loaded Dice,
Ooh.
and then
Yeah,
just
I don't hate that.
because it does get like Gunk Shot, it gets an Iron Tail probably too. So you could literally just run like Scale Shot, Earthquake, and then like Gunk Shot or something, Rock move for Moltres. So that seems like a pretty solid one here too. So
So, do you think So like, when would hands be coming in to like click Volt Switch? Like, would it if we're trying to use it as like a win condition? Would we really want Volt Switch on it?
Not really. Doesn't really make sense actually. That's why I'm starting to think that maybe like Crocodile is a better win condition.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think here. Because then even like versus like if you Volt Switch versus like Quillfish, you can bring in Crocodile.
Yeah. Or like Moltres and then get in like Poise or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I kind of like Volt Hands a lot here, actually. I think I'm kind of leaning towards that and just having it for like the early mid game ish kind of place to
Yeah.
put pressure on his checks because
Yeah.
like Moltres and Quillfish are beating everything that we have so far.
Yeah, it's mostly for Quillfish. Like I really think Quillfish comes. It should come. If it doesn't come, then you probably don't really need to click Volt Switch on anything. You can probably just attack. Or
Yeah.
yeah, you can probably just attack because you wouldn't have SD obviously. So it's really just for Quillfish because if Quillfish comes, there's no reason why it shouldn't be the hands check. Unless you're like sub hands, because then if you're sub hands, I don't think Quillfish can break your substitute. There's actually no way it can break your substitute. I don't think. Just gunk shot, because you can get gunk shot. We can. This is no defense, so we can definitely make it. Well, this is actually bold too, though. We can definitely like put bulk though to make sure this doesn't break sub. So that is an option too if you want. The only thing again is like, so if you sub right and then they bring in Quill, so they would bring it in first. You would get a drop, and then you would sub. So you would be -1. They can't break your sub, so I guess you could technically like just Drain Punch, but then they'll be faster. Like they're faster than us, so when they do eventually break the sub, like you kind of have to switch or take a Toxic or take something, you know? So I still don't know if sub is like really ideal here. Unless you want to be like, what is it? Like Clear Amulet? Because then if you're not -1, like, nah, you still don't really do too much though.
Yeah.
You only do about a quarter.
Becomes even more of an issue. I think I just like Volt Switch. I think I'm
Volt Switch.
with that.
Alright, that's fine, yeah. We'll do Volt and we'll do Lumberry.
Yeah. Seems good to me.
Yeah, so we're gonna probably make this guy pretty defensive, actually.
Yeah.
So like we can use this. This can literally be like a Moon check, honestly, if you want. If it's booster, like you can honestly throw this in versus Moon, and Moon's not gonna be able to do much to you. You can obviously take a hit from like Ogerpon too. You know, it's obviously the special hitters are gonna do a lot to you, but
it's hands. It'll live one.
Yeah, it's mainly for the physical guys.
Yeah.
So
you don't really want to run HP here though, right? Just for like pain split shit.
Yeah, and plus you have so much like its HP is so high. Like even if you put a ton of HP, the rolls aren't going to change as drastically. To where if you put it for like Spidef, we can like check the Moonblast rolls because that's probably going to be a major concern. Because that might end up being a trade that we do. Just take a Moonblast and then kill it with Heavy Slam. Because killing it with Heavy Slam is really good for like these two guys. Oops. So, I mean, Moonblast doesn't ever kill us, but like, if we just compare like this, like it's a pretty big difference because our spit def is so low.
Yeah.
I think what we want to do is, I think we want to make sure we always live like a +1 Moonblast in case it's Calm Mind.
Makes sense to me.
After
rocks or spikes from Quillfish.
Yeah, probably a spike, yeah. So something like this, like 148, I think is good.
I agree.
And then, yeah, because something like Slowking, even if it runs like Psychic, you'll live it. Or Psyshock.
Are we able to 2-ko it with 12 attack non-adamant? Or would it tank, actually?
Let's see. No. We always kill that. Oh, non-adamant.
Yeah. Unless we just want to run adamant, which we probably could.
Probably are going to run adamant, yeah. But even non-adamant does also 2-shot it, yeah.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I think we do go adamant here, though, because its attack is so high. We don't really need the bulk, so something like that. So this is a weird spread here, but it's a really weird spread.
This is a good set.
Yeah. So, but it's basically gonna do a job. Like we can, I want to check
It's
actually the
gonna
specific spread versus this guy's.
it'll trade 1-for-1 with like basically anything.
Yeah, I think you'll actually
Right.
get at least two, maybe not at least two, but yeah. So I want to see versus like Treads, for example. Okay, so Treads Earthquake can still two-shot you.
Well, not with the recovery though, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, with recovery, you don't doesn't.
Your hands is so broken. Why does this Pokemon never die?
Roaring Moon. Let's see Moon. Is that booster? That is booster. So like yeah, if it throws it in and gets booster attack and it does Dragon Dance, like you'll still live one, and pretty
Kill
much
it
kill
back
him. So
almost.
yeah,
If it
after
like
hazard.
rocks you out.
So yeah, you can definitely use this, especially if the hands is full health, and Moon comes in and it does show booster. You can just avoid it like sweeping you by just throwing hands in right away. So you'll
Yeah.
always at least, or at least knock it really really low if it somehow like muscles past you. I don't know how it would, but it could, I guess, like a crate or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this obviously wouldn't be a win condition no more. Crocodile is going to be the win condition, looks like. So I'm starting to think like maybe all of our Pokemon so far, or I guess Dragon Pulse special. I was going to say, so like if we have Crocodile, right,
Yeah.
we probably need Blastoise to remove, and it can come in versus a couple things. The last
You're-
slot would either be Moth or Skarm. So one of these guys are probably going to hit the bench.
Yeah.
So the reason why, like, I kind of don't want to bench Iron Moth is just so you have a Pokemon that you can kind of just you can come in and you can hit a strong move, and
Yeah.
even having like a secondary win condition, like let's say you're like agility with booster energy, like is a pretty solid win condition, like because obviously Clefable doesn't it's not, I don't know where it doesn't get doesn't block the booster, right? And like we said, Clefable's probably going to be physically defensive here. So
Yeah.
Poison Move will obviously blow it back. I'm just trying to think if we're like some sort of setup variant or just 4 attacks. Because if we're a setup variant with like Agility, for example, what 3 attacks are we going to run here? We technically we don't need a Poison move to because a Fire move to Clefable should still do a good chunk. Because like we want something to hit. We probably want Dazzling Gleam, right, for Moon to make sure we can one-shot it. So like I'm thinking like Fire move, Dazzling Gleam, and then either Energy Ball or Discharge would be like the 3 attacking set. But if we want 4 attacks, then we can obviously have our stab too with Poison. If we want Agility, then yeah, we have to cut out a move. And we can also, we could also just be like Flame Charge too without Agility if we want, just so like in case there's an opportunity to Flame Charge, we can. Because I feel like with Agility, we're kind of booster, so we're kind of all in on like the second we send it in,
Yeah.
Compared to like Flame Charge, we don't have to be booster. We can be some other item like boots or something else, and then just throw off attacks and not have to Flame Charge unless like there's a good opportunity to, and kind of hide it in the back. So,
If we are Flame Charge though, and it's Booster Speed Moon, that could be a problem, right?
yeah, if it's booster speed Moon, then obviously if we're Flame Charge up, we have to switch. But booster speed Moon, it's not gonna like.
Oh yeah, it's not breaking hands. You're right.
No, right. So I'm not really concerned about booster speed Moon. Even like Zarude too. Like obviously we don't have moves to really hit the Moon, which is a little bit sucky, but we actually no, Zarude wouldn't do anything versus Moon actually. Booster speed Moon, we would need like Crocodile to handle it, or we're gonna probably, like I said, either Fizdef, one of these 2 guys, probably Blastoise, and then hands too. So it's like I don't think Booster Speed Moon would be too big of a problem here. It's just what kind of Moth set is ideal here. I definitely think we probably need max speed just to speed tie. I'm definitely leaning like Energy Ball as the coverage move over Discharge.
Really? Okay, I can see it.
Actually, I don't know though because now,
the Moltres, right?
yeah, because then we'd be Fire move, Fairy move, and a Grass move, which is not good for Moltres. So maybe we would go Discharge.
The Flame Charge sounds kind of sick though. I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, like you could. There's definitely like a scenario where like they probably just try to sack something off and you can just get a flame charge off, you know.
Yeah.
Especially like if you don't like reveal it right away, like if you just send it in and you just attack, you know, the first time, just to kind of see what they want to do. Because too, like, let me check. Iron Moth, not booster. Let's out of here. So let's say we flame charge into Slowking, and then we get the boost, right? Let's say it's Spadef too. Worst case scenario. Oops. Worst case scenario. So how much does Psyshock do? Does it just outright kill us?
Barely. This guy's.
It's close. Yeah, it's pretty close. Okay, so if we Fiery Dance, get the boost, and then we discharge, it's not gonna.
No shot.
No, it's gonna do like half at +1. Yeah. So. Let's see. What if we're booster? I think as our booster attack, we can't be max. Oh wait, no. No, we can. So if we Fiery Dance and then get the +1, it still doesn't quite just like kill it, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. It's a little awkward for sure.
Yeah, I think he should be boots Slowking here too.
Agreed.
So yeah, I guess Moth can't ever technically just straight up below past.
Yeah.
The Slowking, which makes sense. I mean, Slowking is like its best check, honestly.
Sure.
It's a bit unfortunate. Let's see, what can we do?
Man, that's tough. I'm not too sure actually.
Yeah, like, oh, what about Acid Spray?
Ooh.
The thing is though, like with Acid Spray, like, how much is Acid Spray now?
Well. Huh. That would destroy it at least.
Like we'd have to Acid Spray. This is with booster too.
Yeah.
So we'd have to
we'd have
Acid
come
Spray
in
and then
spray.
kill it with our booster though, and then they could just kind of switch though. So that's not really reliable either. So if we bring, oh, what about Meteor Beam? I forgot Meteor Beam.
I was thinking about that, but it felt kind of weird into Clef. But I guess we could just run Sludge Wave, so it doesn't really matter.
Does Meteor Beam, this already, Meteor Beam into, obviously an attack will kill it at +1.
Well, that's with the booster. That's with the booster. Hold on.
Oh shoot, yeah. So Meteor Beam into +1. It'd be close. If it's Energy Ball, it'd probably be a better roll, but.
Wow. Okay, that's way
35 to yeah, 35 to 40. So he would still barely live, I think, if he's boots. If he's boots, yeah. So, I mean, we could, to be honest, like Slowking. So assuming we have Crook too, and then like one other slot, like, you know, we have a couple of knockoff users and things like that. So we have some things for Slowking. If he knows what he's doing, which I'm assuming he does, he really should be careful with Slowking until like this guy is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Something you could also do is you could run Toxic. It's a bit risky, but like if Slowking is coming, like he really should switch in Slowking versus Moth, sure. Right? It doesn't really make sense not to. So you could be risky and just Toxic it on the switch. Could also Charge Beam too. I didn't think about Charge Beam. Charge Beam could be cool, huh?
Oh, that's that +1? Ugh.
Yeah. So Charge Beam into a +1 hit is not going to kill him, no.
Yeah, it's not great.
Could also just U-turn on it coming in.
Yeah.
But then once it switches out, it's going to like get its health back anyway.
Yeah. Okay, Slowking's making this really annoying to bring, actually. Just sad.
I know, it's just Slowking is annoying for it. Literally everything else, like, doesn't take it on at all.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
Uh, Power Herb Solar Beam. Trust.
Does it get Solar Beam?
It does, yeah.
Oh yeah, what the hell? Wait, you actually could do that. Wait, hold on. Fiery Dance, because if you Fiery Dance into the boost, right?
Yeah.
So you do about 10% to it, and then you get a +1 Solar Beam. Dang, not quite.
Hold on. That's a big damage. Nah.
Yeah, but not quite. If it did, I honestly
Yeah.
would say to do that because there's no way he would expect that.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks.
Go Modders. There's
Yeah.
no speed back. I don't know if that's worth.
12 to 15. Let's say you do 13. Nah, it's even still a roll in his favor to live.
Tragic.
Ah,
Would have been
dang.
sick though.
Yeah, no. That was a good idea.
I also wanted to do we could do acid spray into solar beam.
That would be crazy. The thing is, if I'm him though, and I get acid sprayed
I'm
on the Switch, like
switching,
I would,
yeah.
I would expect something. Oh my god, my ice cream's melting. No.
No. Yeah, I'd for sure switch.
Yeah, I would expect him to switch, right? So, yeah, man. I mean, honestly, we could also just make it like a standard set, and we can put some defense into this guy to make sure Psyshock like never kills us, which doesn't seem like we need much. And then, you know, if he's not in 2-shot range, we can switch, and if he is, then eventually we can kill it. But I do think having Moth on the team is still like good here because again, he only has one switch really, which is Slow King. He can be aggressive and pivot into something like Ogre Pawn or Roaring Moon because you have to like predict that when you're probably not going to. So, but a flame charging set could definitely catch him off guard. You could also, I was gonna say you could also be like flame charge with policy, like weakness policy, because like Slow King again. If we put some defense into Slow King, like he's not gonna be able to one-shot us unless he's like offensive Slow King, which would be crazy. So we could do that. So like if we like flame charge, that type of set though is a set where you would probably go all in. Like once you bring it in, like you would flame charge, Slow King would come on the switch. Then you can either flame charge one more time if the policy puts him in range of the next attack, or you could Fiery Dance to try to get some more chip and a boost and then kill him. Because the only reason why I would say maybe flame charge twice is just because in case he is booster speed Roaring Moon, but that's it. So it would be some sort of set like this. It would be like flame charge, Fiery Dance, probably discharge, and then dazzle.
Yeah.
Maybe Sludge Wave. If Sludge Wave, if at +2, if Sludge Wave kills Moon, I don't think it's going to, honestly. But if it does, we can check. I highly doubt it does, though. It's not even gonna be close, I don't think. But something like this. So I want to see like the rolls versus Slow King, how it would work. Roaring Moon real quick. I mean at +2, if he's not really bulky, it would do like 92 to 108 or something, so which is a 50 roll. Is he gonna have bulk though? He should have some bulk for sure. But after like a hazard, yeah, it would definitely be in range. So actually, you could probably get away with Sludge Wave here. So I want to check at +2 though. Slow King. So, oh wait, this isn't Svidef. So if you would flame charge on the switch, flame charge on the switch, you'd probably have to, oh man, you'd have to Fiery Dance, probably get the boost, and then at +3, you would obviously knock him out after the damage. Yeah. But man, that's fucking risky, dude. Dang.
Yeah.
Fucking Slow King's such a bitch.
Is it? Is it? I don't want to bench Moth, but is Skarmory better? Because I mean, it looks like we're not gonna get hazards on the team either, which could really suck.
Yeah. Man, not having Moths. Yeah, I mean, we could always just leave Moth on the bench. We pretty much have no special attackers, but I don't think
it would suck.
I don't think that's like the end of the world. So, and like you said, Hazard would definitely be good here. So,
Yeah.
um,
I mean,
and you could always throw in Skarmory versus the remover. So to
yeah,
get
that's
the
kind of
Hazard right back up, right? Yeah. Okay. We'll go with that. I tried. We tried. Okay. Listen, Iron Moth can't
it's
be
just
slow.
it's super hard to bring it to Slow King, but I don't know. Maybe we'll end up wanting it, but
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
All right. Let's do Skarm. We're gonna go sturdy. We want rocks or we want spikes here. Mm,
Probably rocks, right? We're gonna plan on knocking the molt with Zarude.
right. Yeah. And rocks hits everything for at least normal damage except for treads, but treads is gonna take helmet chip probably.
Yeah.
And you have this guy to beat it anyway, so treads isn't really a problem. Obviously, he can volt switch on you, which is a little bit annoying. Let's see,
Yeah.
treads volt switch into what on Skarmory? Into probably Moltres.
Yeah,
Really.
Moltres.
Yeah.
Maybe even like a greedy Wellspring, maybe, but probably not that.
Yeah, maybe good for sure. Yeah. We want Roost. We want Body Press. Last slot, it could either be something. It could be a Steel move just to maybe hit the Clefable. It could be Whirlwind. Could be Taunt. Doesn't really work here, I don't think.
Not for real. I don't mind just Iron Head.
Iron Head. Yeah, I think that's okay. Or Brave Bird too, one of the two. Yeah.
Run the very cool Steel Beam Skarmory. Nah, it's not worth it here. It's not worth it here.
No.
We want it around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either Iron Head or just Brave Bird probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go another scenario where I think it's just a little bit of speed just in case.
Sure.
Goaler or Clef try to creep you. And then this is gonna be a Fizz fall, really. Nothing crazy here.
Cool.
No.
Man, we did just go from a Mon that got walled by Slow King to another Mon that got walled by Slow King.
That is true, but like we're not trying to kill things with this guy, so it's okay.
Yeah.
A lot of our Pokemon do have like Fizz Def, and I think Blastoise is probably gonna have Fizz Def too. So,
yeah, it kind of sucks.
Yeah, but I think it's okay.
His special attackers are kind of whack, but I mean, if he does bring like offensive Terra Moltres, that could be a problem. So I don't know.
That's true. I don't know how likely that would be, but it could be.
Really
We could, like I said, we could also make the Blastoise, offensive with Shell Smash if you feel like we're not too offensive or we need some special presence. Let's do Crocodile first, though.
Yeah.
So the set that I had in mind was Scale Shot with loaded dice.
Yeah.
So this would be a wing condition. So it would be Scale Shot type Earthquake. Probably want Gunk, right, for Clef.
Sure.
Doesn't have Iron Tail anymore, huh? Lost it.
Nah.
Gunk. And then, so last slot could be a rock move for Moltres. It can be Endure. I'm sorry, not Endure. Yeah, not Endure. It could be knockoff, obviously. And it could also be. Well, I mean, it's probably just. Oh, my arm is itchy. It's probably just either. Yeah, it's either knock or rock move. One of the two, for sure.
What are we knocking? Like in the late game, really?
It could just be maybe something to hit like Slow King harder or Electros harder,
Yeah.
Well, I guess Scale Shot would be versus anything like not super effective. Like Scale Shot would be actually harder hitting because you get at least 4 hits.
Yep.
Obviously you have to hit, but yeah, it's either knock or rock move. One of the two. Let me check if 2 Scale Shots kills
Moltres.
Yeah, I don't think it will. Crocodile. Scale Shot. Check 4.
Oof. Nice.
Yeah. So we would probably need a rock move just to kill it.
Yeah.
Sorry, so we found our answer. Stone Edge.
Unless you want to get super greedy and just say Moltres will die early enough, but
Yeah.
just be consistent.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do that. I mean, this is probably, again, this is the Pokemon that's gonna probably win us, or at least should be our win condition. So like it should be later on in the game where this guy comes in, and your Moltres has hopefully a little bit chipped by then. Um, but yeah, it's just nice to have it just in case. So and then we could just go pretty much max speed if we want to speed tie offensive Moltres. Um, I think like on a set like this, like our bulk isn't really too important. It's pretty much just coming in to try to like win the game, not really take hits. So we can just go pretty much max speed if you want. We can try to go adamant, because it's just calling if like either of these two guys will have a lot of speed or not versus our team. Because if we go adamant, we can still outspeed Moon, right? Yeah, we can still do it. It's like over here, like that. Maybe something like that. So we can.
It's kind of hard to say.
Yeah, I don't
know. Yeah, let's just do adamant. Why not?
Yeah, I think adamant is better too because we're planning on getting a speed boost anyway, so that really wouldn't have to matter. So let's check Roaring Moon. I'm sorry, not Roaring Moon. This guy. At +1, not scarfed. What is it like? 112 to be faster than Moon. So I already had 112. Okay. And then let's just check some calcs. I want to check versus Clefable. How much are we doing with Gunk? So we still do over half, which is good to FizzDef. What else is a concern for this guy? How much are we doing to Ogerpon?
Probably enough, right?
There's an Earthquake on this calc. Yeah, I have that +1 Moxie, should die.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, he can intimidate us, but like, he just dies after.
Yeah.
So like, we just get the Moxie boost back. So I mean, yeah, if you do manage just to get the Scale Shot plus Moxie boost, like there's not really much you can do. He needs to keep his Clefable out of Gunk Shot range. Yeah.
It's gonna be, but then that just means Pult gets to click Draco 1,000 times into this team, which is huge.
Yeah, and I mean, you even live an attack anyway from Clefable.
Yeah. And we can invest the rest into Spadef too, just to
that's what
you're safe.
That's what I said. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, because like realistically, we're probably gonna take a hit from a special Pokemon. Everything else should die. So it makes a lot of sense to invest in Spadef. So this is a pretty good win condition. I think it's a good chance to win with this guy.
After going from Moth, this is so much nicer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Slowking can obviously sit on these. Well, no, it could just sit on like this guy. Everything else does pretty good damage to Slowking. So, it's just our Blastoise now. Do you want like another defensive Pokemon? Do you want offensive? You can still be like Shell Smash with like 2 attacks and Rapid Spin, so you can kind of use it both ways. Like maybe if there's an opportunity to Shell Smash, why not? But its main goal is to Rapid Spin just and kind of get out attack. So you can do that if you want, because realistically for coverage, well, if you would be special here, there's a
Wellspring, which is aggravating for that.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think you can, because there's not enough moves to be like kind of Shell Smash and Rapid Spin and 2 attacks. I think you either have to commit to like a defensive with like Flip Turn, Rapid Spin, and just 2 coverage moves, or like the whole Shell Smash going for breaking type of set here. If you were to Shell Smash, well, I'm trying to think, what would their mirror Pokemon be?
Or maybe like Treads, maybe.
Yeah, the problem with Treads though is like if you just like Flip Turn or just attack and they bring it in, like it just gets destroyed. Like it's really risky. It'd probably have to be something like Roaring Moon.
Yeah,
because like
it's not booster, so it's kind of like, I don't know,
Yeah, and as long as Skarmory or Hands is still fully healthy, you probably don't lose at least to a +2. Moon, that could be a bit scary though. Yeah, I'm thinking it would have to be Moon If you have a
Yeah.
mirror Pokemon here, it makes sense. Because it's not really under threat anyways if you just attack. It doesn't take too much.
Yeah.
So, mm,
Hmm. What do you think? Because I like the idea of having another defensive piece here, but also we're not really offensive. Looking at like some of our mods, so it's kind of hard to say.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of just like pulp. Hands can do some progress making. Zarude's just strong, so it can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zarude's kind of just, it could be annoying. Like, just with speed and taunting and just knocking things, it's hard for
Yeah.
them to do a lot, but...
Yeah.
I wish I knew, like, a little bit more about this guy. Like, hazards can definitely be a bit annoying, especially because... Okay, actually, I'm starting to think I would probably run, like, a rapid spin just because of Toxic Spike now. We don't have our poison type.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
He is a hazard stack kind of guy. I can
he
tell you
is?
that.
Oh, okay,
Week
then.
1, he ran mono hazard stack. It was
Oh.
awesome.
Alright, okay, so we're running this set then.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
For sure.
Rapid spin. So we'll just be rapid spin, surf, flip turn,
Something for Wellspring, maybe?
body
Like
press.
anything cool?
Play body press. That's good.
Yeah.
Body press seems
Yeah,
solid. Yeah. Surf, flip turn, body press. Like that. Seems good.
Yeah.
Again, I could probably more speed def or more fizz def. So the only thing that's a bit like what do you really do is if you have to switch into Slowking, like we don't really have a good switch into Slowking.
Yeah.
You probably are gonna end up having probably just to go like. I mean,
Zarude or...
yeah, like Zarude. Technically, like you can get skull burned. That's like the worst case scenario. But like we said, that's not the end of the world. So you might have to end up using Zarude for both the waters, which it can certainly do it. So
In synthesis, it's not awful. I
yeah,
guess.
I can
You have
chili,
the
which
Vulture.
yeah, I can definitely put up the hail or whatever. Hopefully, hopefully Titan doesn't come, but I mean if it comes, it is what it is. Because like there's no ice resist besides Blastoise, but this would probably be this Titan check if if it does come.
Yeah.
Speed wise, again you can run a little bit. Like
For Clev, but it would never run that much.
no, never mind. You
Yeah.
don't even need a little bit. You could just go like this,
Yeah.
man.
True.
You do have surf and flip turn.
I guess just Cal versus Treads and Moltres and see like we need.
Yeah, let's go bold first just to see. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, not bold. Well,
Okay.
no. Yeah, we would be bold actually. Because we don't really flip turn and rapid spin aren't really
Yeah.
meant to do a lot of damage,
Yeah.
Let's
It
check,
does
let's
feel
check.
weird with that Iron Moth, huh?
I know, right? But I mean, I think the 6 we have are just better. So it happens sometimes,
I agree.
Iron Treads first. Yeah, so Surf is still going to be doing way more anyways. So Surf is better there. What do I want to check versus Moltres?
Yeah. Probably. Yeah, it would matter.
Moltres is
I was
fun.
just curious to like.
Yeah.
I was just curious to see like would flip turn put it in range of something, but it's probably fine either way.
Yeah. They
Or
can.
just, like,
Yeah, it's good that their Terra Pokemon or at least their most likely Terra Pokemon too is Ogerpon, so you don't have to worry about like a Terra Ghost to block Rabbit Spin. If they have Golurk, it would be kind of psychopathic to switch it in. But
yeah.
if he does have a lot of hazards on you, he might like end up doing it just if he finds it worth blocking the spin.
Yeah. How much does Body Press do to Ogerpon, by the way? For like get aggressive and call it coming in.
Oops, Ogerpon's. Not too much, about 30, but yeah. It does have Water Absorb too, obviously before Terra, so careful
It should.
with that.
I imagine, honestly, I think it might just lead, or it could lead and just be annoying and just try and get its tear off quickly. If it's like a breaker and goes like U-turn, I think that might be what he does.
Okay, let's also put these two guys at the edge here. So I do this. I don't know, but
I always just randomize them.
I feel like. So this is how I always am. So people who like know this about me is kind of sucks. But I put Pokemon that like I don't plan on leading on the ends, and also like the Pokemon that I want them to lead with, which is Ogerpon, because we're gonna lead Zarude. it looks like Ogerpon would be good into like Crook and Skarm lead, you know. So if I have these two guys at the ends in my mind, I feel like, oh, like they'll may lead Ogerpon anyway. So and then I'll lead Zarud and get a good I just get a knockoff right away if they lead Ogerpon, for example.
You're
But no, I think this team is like certainly good. I think you have tools to beat all of his Pokemon for sure. Again, it
I
might be
agree.
lacking a bit in offense, but Pokemon like Hands and Pokemon like Zarud, they don't need attack investment to
Yeah.
still
Make
be
good
annoying.
progress.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. Um, just a couple of tricky things might be like with Dragapult, for example, like when to Willow and when to kind of just attack. Um,
Yeah.
I definitely think if you don't get in Dragapult early in the game, like it's not going to be long enough to where like Will-O-Wisp might end up coming into handy, you know. So I think if you get in early, like it's more likely for him to switch into something, so you get that burn off. But towards the mid to end game, like he might just be sacking Pokemon, and then if you Willow
Yeah.
on something that just stays in, you could just take a big hit and all this stuff. So I would say just try to get Dragapult in early just to start spreading status. But yeah, you really should have switches to pretty much all of his threats. So
I agree.
as long as something like Roaring Moon doesn't set up to crazy, or I mean, if Clefable comes, Clefable, something like Clefable could be like maybe like
It's pretty
Cosmic
threatening.
Power. Yeah, it could be like Cosmic
Ooh.
Power. That could be a bit annoying for you because you don't have any like Roar or
Phasing.
Whirlwind or anything.
Would it be worth it to run something like that on one of my guys? Probably not, right?
Mm,
You could also stop Moon, like from getting out of hand. We could just like roar Whirlwind with Stoys or Skarm, but I don't know.
yeah, I think
Hard to fit.
you probably should have it on one of these two guys actually.
Yeah,
Mm,
once you brought up Cosmic Power, I think that's kind of real. Since we don't have Moth, especially, or Florges, it's kind of a big threat.
yeah. I'm trying to think which move do we need more, Flip Turn or Iron Head probably would be the removal.
Yeah,
Uh,
kind of.
so because we have like so much like good switches to his Pokemon, I feel like Flip Turn isn't necessarily. Well, it could be good though.
It definitely can. But that's really tough because then we lose our like one of our main ways to put immediate pressure on Clef too if we get rid of Iron Head, which kind of blows.
Yeah.
Because it's just like heavy slam and then like gunk shot. But
hmm
or that's on our wind con.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much Iron Head really is gonna be doing a ton to Clefable because it should be Fizz Def
Okay, yeah,
here.
when you say that, you're kinda right.
Yeah, you know, but it still does. It's still good
Yeah.
damage. So. Mm,
Does Skarmory have any speed on it? It does, right?
a
Has
little
a little
bit.
bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, cool. Uh
Let me check how much Iron Head does real quick. I want to know
probably nothing. 30% at most.
because it should be Fizz Def too. Yeah, 30,
Yeah.
right? Oh, that's yeah, 31 to 38.
That's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
also he could just switch Moltres.
yeah,
which
we
is
can
sad.
also keep. I mean, we can also keep it kind of low though because like
He get burned.
yeah, like Clefable. If it's burned, like Hex, like we saw, it does like two shot it, and we don't die to one Moonblast. So Clefable can't really, and we have taunt on this guy, so Clefable can't like really per se like heal on a bunch of guys. Especially if
Yeah.
we keep Iron Head, it can really only safely heal on Blastoise.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that we actually put Roar probably on this guy,
I can see it.
just
And
like
we,
as
we
a
did
last
uh,
resort.
we did make hands able to live like +1 Moonblaster.
Yeah, yeah, I can certainly
Yeah.
do that. Yeah, so I think we'll do that just to be safe. I don't know, just the
Yeah.
Cosmic Power just popped in my head and I was a little like, could be a
Yeah.
way to lose the game. So because we don't have like Encore, we could do that, but we have Taunt instead. So I think Taunt is fine though.
I agree. Stops the hazards from ever going up, which is nice.
Yeah, turn one we can just taunt any of the potential hazard dudes. So
Yeah.
all right. So I think it's a solid team though. Lead we did say Zarud. I actually don't even know if there's a Pokemon that we switch out of turn one. The only one that potentially we do is
Moltres.
probably Moltres.
Get in Stoys, flip. Or, well, if it's not Terra, to Griffon, maybe don't flip.
Yeah, versus like a Moltres lead, we probably Well, we don't have flip no more, so we gotta
Oh,
roar.
true.
You
Alright,
could,
yeah.
I mean, you could just surf. Well, their Ogre Pond wouldn't be Terra, so they could just go Ogre Pond for Water Absorb too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just double.
Yeah, you'd probably have to go Blastoise on the whatever it does, and then double. But it could just U-turn. That's the thing. That's just like if it has U-turn, you know. So
Yeah.
that's a bit tricky.
Uh,
I mean, you could also no, you just die to a fire move though. I was gonna say you could
True.
just taunt it.
That's problematic.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Pulp?
think. What do
Could
we
we
do here?
ever like go pult on it? Maybe.
Versus like just turn one.
Yeah. Probably not, right? Hurricane's pretty scary.
We could, and then we could just Draco to chunk it. But the thing is, then we have to U-turn on it the next turn,
Yeah.
and then we'd have to U-turn and probably just go like Crook on the roost. I had to guess. Like we'd have to be aggressive, you know. So yeah, Moltres is definitely a bit of a annoying mon for sure. Like I'm trying to think, like, is it worth? No, it's not really worth it.
Did we get a rock move?
Yeah, it does. But one, I don't think we just straight up kill it because we're not invested, and two, I don't know what we would take off for a rock move here.
True. Yeah, I don't either.
Because like if it's fit, and plus it can also just Terra too, which means we would lose our Zarude.
Yeah.
Not good, but yeah, Rock Slide with no investment doesn't do much.
Yeah, not worth. Do you think you'd Willow turn one?
I definitely could. Definitely could. What we could do is we could. We could make. I was thinking of potentially changing the Terra type. So we're just not killed by Moltres in one.
Yeah. Then it kind of becomes worse. Well,
it would have to.
Worse.
It would have to be Dragon, right? Yeah. If we go Dragon here, that makes us weaker to Moon, but Moon, we don't do anything to Moon anyway.
And a Clef as well.
Clef, yeah.
And you can still play rough. Yeah, that's kind of.
I think it's probably gonna have a knockoff. I don't know if it's gonna have play rough.
Really?
But it's. I mean, maybe it's gotta have something for Zarude because with just knock and stabs, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So unless it has just U-turn, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, no, Zarude versus Moltres lead is actually a bit problematic. I'm trying to think like what.
Could lead hands, I guess.
But then Quillfish lead just is bad. They just get a spike for free, pretty much. We have to go Stoice and then spin. I'm thinking we probably just go Stoice on Moltres. And then you'd probably go Stoice on Moltres and then probably like predict Ogre Pond coming in and probably just like body pressing or something. Like he shouldn't just stay in unless he plans on terroring the Moltres. So that's why you have to look at the Terra type. Yeah. I want to see how much like a Hurricane, for example, does to Blastoise because we're Fizz Def.
Could we ever switch to like Spin F Blastoise, maybe? Or like a little mixed defense?
We can. It would literally just be for
body press would be kind of stank, but
no, yeah, I'm saying the Spidef would just be pretty much for
Molten Clef.
Molten Clef, yeah.
It gives that Slow King check too. They were kind of looking at.
Yeah, just to come in, but the thing is, like, again, we don't do anything to.
Yeah, true.
To that guy.
Yeah. Darn, that's a little aggravating.
Yeah. I mean, we can make it so we don't get two-shot by...
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we do, actually. unless it's like
Oh,
offensive.
yeah.
Would it be like offensive, just like lead?
It's a lot of investment, but could be worth it for sure.
It'd be like 100 SWDF, something like this. Oh wait, but then we wouldn't be max HP. Now we'd have to take it out of defense.
Be 140 or something like that.
Maybe like something like this.
Yeah.
So let's say, okay, so we lead Zaru, they lead Moltres. Let's just say they Hurricane. Because they really should, because our only Hurricane resist is Skarm, which we're not going to go into Skarmory.
Yep.
And then, what would their set be? Then it would be Roost, what, Stab, and then U-turn? No Willow? Just...
Probably. Unless you didn't want to, if you want to get greedy and not do like a fire move or run like, no, you don't run Scorching Sands, really.
Yeah, I mean, Scorching Sands gonna be good for like a Moth. Yeah, like SWDF Moltres could technically check Moth.
No, it would have to be dual stabs for Skarm actually. So yeah.
Yeah, and then they would need U-turn because then something like Florges just kind of tanks that guy.
Yep.
So it's like maybe they just don't run Will-O-Wisp, you know?
Yeah. I think he'll bring Terraflying Moltres and then like just leave it in, like have it as an option. I think that's probably what he'll do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Then,
so we would have to pivot Stoice, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you want to change the item on Zarude to like...
Is it like Cabia? Is that the flying resist?
Kebia? No, it's like Koba is the flying resist.
Okay.
But the thing is, he can click a fire or a flying move. Like, there's no...
Oh, yeah.
You don't really know.
There's no point.
So you'd have to be like Focus Sash to make sure you live one, which is...
Could we just change to like Lead Pulp maybe? Oh, wait, Quillfish, right.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't even know if that would be too bad. Just turn one, kind of fish for a Will-O-Wisp on like Ogre Pond and Quillfish Leader.
Yeah, so you're saying versus like this versus Quillfish is Willow?
Yeah.
Because he's probably going to spike anyway. He's probably not going to... Yeah, and then you can U-turn into Stoice and then just spin.
Yeah. And it doesn't match up the worst in a Moltres because we're a little bulky, so we probably live one attack and like Draco back or something.
Yeah, so like versus Moltres, they like... Well, they I mean, again, they probably Hurricane, but if you Draco, they have to... They should Roost on the following turn at least.
Yeah.
So then you can U-turn into... No, you turn into Crook, I think.
Oh,
to pressure it. Yeah, with Stone Edge. Because if you go hands, then you could just get burned. Or I guess you give a lump, but still.
Yeah.
So
just
that's
to get
probably
it off the field immediately. It's really good there.
Yeah. The only thing that's a bit sucky is if you lead Pull and then... Well, I guess you could just burn Ogre Pond, huh, turn one. But I was going to say, if you just U-turn into Zooch, you're not Terra'd. So if they U-turn... They really shouldn't switch in. They really shouldn't stay in. They should go Clef on a Pult lead, right? That makes the most sense.
I agree. But even burning that thing early is really, really nice.
Yeah,
Not pushing into Hex after that.
That's what I'm saying. Like Pult, like Will-O-Wisping should be fine there. So honestly, yeah, I think you can probably stay in versus almost anything. I think the only things you switch out on is probably Clefable. Like you're not gonna just stay in when it's like in versus you. I think you just U-turn. I think you want to cash out on the switch at the Willow. So you probably U-turn versus in Clefable versus and to go into you have a couple different options. I'd probably go Skarm first because they're either gonna Moonblast or Rocks or something.
Yeah.
And then you can either stay in and take a potential fire move and to get your Rocks up, or you can double expecting Clefable to want to switch out. But I'd probably just Rocks versus Clefable. So
I agree with that. I do. I think that's what I would do there.
Yeah. And then what else would you switch out on? Anything else? Maybe Roaring Moonlead because you don't know if it's Scarf.
Yeah, it could be like Scarf. I'd probably just go Hard Hands. Or no, I'd just go Skarmy if it leads because what the hell, it's going to U-turn.
Yeah, you just go Skarm. Yeah, that's good. But then they bring in Moltres, and then here we go again with the hole.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. Maybe I do just go Hands then because I could put a medium pressure on Moltres with the Thunder Punch, so I might be less inclined to go that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably better, honestly.
Yeah.
But those are the only two Pokemon that Polt should probably be scared of. So
Yeah.
which is just Clef and Moon. So, but
I agree.
the rest I think is good. So,
Yep. I like the
alrighty.
lead goal. So, sorry, I didn't mean for this video to be way too long. My
It's not.
fault.
It's not even like that long, honestly, compared to some of them. It's long as heck, though. But I know it's kind of late for you. That's why I was like, dang, I didn't think it
Yeah.
was to be this long. But
Dude, I'm gonna be on for like another 3 hours. Let's go.
oh, okay. All right. Well, appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Hopefully you can get some wins here. And I do tell everyone too. Like I'm almost at the end of the queue, so once it finishes, I'll probably just have people on again. So.
I'm pretty sure like 3 of my friends joined the server. I think
Oh, really?
Smaster and Buffcat joined, so they're pretty cool.
I know. I think Smash. I don't know if they signed up actually, but I remember Smaster's name did. I don't reckon. I don't. Maybe Buffguy did too. I don't remember though.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, that's gonna do it for the team building portion, guys. I'll see you guys for the battle. Peace. All right, guys, we're here for Chef's battle again. One last look at the pace. We got a win condition. Crocodile, I think, is a really good matchup as long as he can find the right opportunity to scale shot and get the Moxie boost. I think Crook's a pretty good win con here. A couple of defensive pivots at the bottom, and then basically just pull enhance it just how damage with Zarude as the Ogerpon check. So, jumping into the battle here, they did pretty much bring a lot of the things that we didn't want to see. Moltres is annoying, and then Quillfish is very annoying for hands. But I definitely think this team that we have is capable of winning this game. So let's just go ahead and see how it goes. They lead. Oh, nice nickname right away. So they lead Quillfish as we lead Dragapult. And their Moltres shows to be Terra Ground, which is interesting. Shouldn't really be a huge concern though for us, I don't think. So we have grass coverage, we have water coverage. So Terra Ground isn't really too big of an issue for us, but it's probably going to tear the Ogerpon if I had to guess anyways. So anyways, we lead pull into Quillfish, and yeah, we just decide to U-turn, which is correct. They do get up a spike. We'll probably get up a Stealth Rock here. Very good play. And then we pivot Stoice, which is, yeah, this was kind of like the issue that we were talking about. We don't really have a good switch into Moltres, for example, but it does show that it's probably not invested at the Hurricane, so we could take another one, and then we could attempt a Rapid Spin here. We are confused, so it's a bit annoying there, but we'll see if we can get the spin off. I assume that's what he goes for. He does go for Rapid Spin, so good play there. And now we pivot Skarmory, and they do Terra the Ogerpon, which makes a lot of sense. Again, not really sure why they went Skarmory here, just because, like, I guess he's fearing, like, U-turn, because if he goes the road, we're not Terra'd yet. So, honestly, never mind. I think that's a good mid-ground play, because, to be honest, like, if I'm the Ogerpon and I do carry U-turn, I do probably click it there, because there's no reason for the Blastoise to stay in versus Ogerpon. So, but they just went right for the Cudgel, so we can try and heal off here. Hopefully they're not taunt or anything. As he actually goes, he doubles out here, which is interesting. It does end up being a pretty good matchup here because we are Lumberry, so even if they burn us, we can hit it hard with a Thunder Punch. But honestly, like, he could have very easily just spammed Cudgel because he was basically doing half to us, and it's a high crit move. So it was a bit risky, definitely a bit risky to double hands here because he could have certainly double Cudgeled, but it kind of works out for us here. So he does Willow. We do eat the Lum. Do we just Thunder Punch here? Ah, man. Dang, if we Thunder Punch, I think probably, I don't know if it died, but it took a lot of damage, huh? I'm going to calc that real quick. Hands, Moltres. Okay, never mind. I'm overestimating hands. I forgot. We're not too invested. So, Volt Switch is actually probably the better play there, because Thunder Punch wouldn't have done too much. So we do Volt Switch. We go into Crocodile, which is good because now we can threaten it with a Stone Edge. Nice. I did 35, so that was good damage. They do scout for the Gunk Shot, as we do go for it. We'd miss. It wouldn't have done much anyway, so it's not a big deal. We can go back to Skarm here. They double Moltres, so a lot of doubling going on in this game, which is definitely interesting, but it was we go Blastoise, and then they pivot Slowking, so another double. Dang, so, I mean, these doubles are working out, so now it's kind of like a prediction. Like, do you just click Volt Switch again, expecting Quillfish, which is probably what's going to come in, Or do you click a fighting move, expecting maybe Quillfish to, well, if he wants to damage Quillfish or catch the treads on the Volt Switch. It's kind of a tough play. He just Thunder Punch and hits what's in front of him, so that's a good play. Skull comes out, no burn, which is really nice. Now we can click Volt Switch, right? Ah, Drain Punch. Gets a crit. That's actually still not terrible. We can pivot. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh yeah. So yeah, I think this is a bad. This is a bad play. I'm not sure what he was expecting. He was probably expecting like Spike or something and tried to get in the Crocodile, but I think there are so many better things to do here. You can either go Stoice expecting a Spike, or even to take Toxic. It's not the end of the world. Skarmory is a pretty good answer to this guy, right? Again, even if you click Spikes, you can at least threaten with a Brave Bird. Going hard quick is very, very scary because this is probably worst case scenario, right? Like, Crocodile is your way to win this game, and it can very easily win your game because it can easily get a Moxie boost on a lot of things here. So this was a very aggressive play, and it doesn't work out. I don't think, when I talked about my whole building video about the or battling 101, this is a good example of risk versus reward, where it was a very high risk to go hard onto this guy because he could have just Barbarage, he could have done a lot of things, and if you get poison, that's really bad. And the reward, like if you get it in on a Spike, it's not. You could have done that like later on in the game anyways to get it in on something low, like safely. So I don't think the risk versus reward is in his favor here, and he got punished for it. So, you know, this is still a really good Pokemon. Hopefully he can get some plays right. Yeah, so his opponent's gonna have to pivot around now, which is, you can see like how hard it is for his opponent to kind of switch into this guy. Unfortunately, we missed a Gunk Shot. I don't know if that would have straight up killed it, but it would have certainly kept it very low. But now Toxic is racking up, and he should probably switch here. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, so he's getting plays wrong now, and he let Toxic pretty much do like 60% of his Crocodile's health. Yeah, getting Toxic sucks, but I don't think he's got to stay in here and just, you know, let the Toxic basically kill him. Like, it makes it seem like once he gets Toxic, that's it. It's useless. He's just staying in and sacking it. So I definitely think he could have swapped out here and just preserved the Crocodile for a bit later. It's still a good Pokemon, obviously, and it's still faster than a lot of things, and it has Scale Shot. So obviously it's probably not going to sweep because it's Toxic, but it's still a good Pokemon. So he's letting, yeah, then he just sacks it to Ice Beam too. So dang, the fact that his Crocodile got 0 kills in this matchup is pretty bad. I would say he's a little bit behind here, but it's still winnable. It's definitely not over. So he goes Skarmory, Trick Room is up, and he just knocks him out with an Iron Head. Okay. I mean, we'll take that. I think his opponent should have went Moltres. That's a free Moltres Skarmory, and he saved his Slowking, but he sacked it, so it's all good. And then his opponent brings out Iron Treads, which is very weird because Trick Room is up, so we can just roost here, right? Hopefully you roost. Yep, good. What does the Treads even do? Volt Switch. Okay, that was a waste of a turn. And comes, oh my god, with these doubles, what is happening here? So it looks like the only way for Chef to win this game really is through Dragapult, which it definitely can still win. It's going to be that Moltres and the Clefable is going to be the problem. But if he's able to like surf this thing down or hit him big with like a Heavy Slam or knock him off with Zarude and taunt him from keeping him low, I definitely think Dragapult can win this game. So, in comes Pult here. Oh my god, dude, he misses another Will-O-Wisp. Or not another Will-O-Wisp, but another attack. That's really big because I think we did some Galks, and Hex definitely two-shot this guy. He's definitely physically defensive like we said he would be, his Rocky Helmet. So, burned Hex would have done a lot, and I'm pretty sure we tank one Moonblast too, so pretty unlucky, man. Pretty unlucky. So now we got a U-turn. Take Rocky Helmet. Skarmory comes in, but now he can just Moonlay, and then he could switch to like Moltres or something. So yeah, he's gonna have to make some doubles here because he is definitely in the back. Yeah, there comes Moltres. In comes Quillfish again to intimidate as we expected. Thunder Punch comes out. And then we pivot Skarm. Looks like this thing isn't Pain Split, which is good for us. Yeah. That's why I think Braybird might have been a little bit better than Ironhead as well. He wanted Ironhead to do more damage to Clefable, but Braybird is just a solid like neutral click versus something like Slowking and Moltres, but it's all good. But yeah, it definitely seems a bit tricky to kill this Moltres guy now. Again, it's going to pretty much lean on Dragapult, I think. So Clefable comes in, so this is definitely our opportunity to get some big damage. Nice Heavy Slam. If we were like max attack, this thing probably just got one shot. So we were no attack. And he does sack off Clefable, so hold up. So, I mean, Pole looks pretty good here. Here comes Ogerpon. What does he do here? I think you U-turn. Oh, he could have U-turned. There's no reason not to U-turn to get some chip because he knows we're faster. But Trez comes in now. No, he goes to Rude. Knocks off. We get flame bodied. That kind of sucks because we're not jungle healing too. Yeah, no reason to taunt there either. I don't think he's just going to attack him, but we don't really have much attacks to do any damage to Moltres anyway, so yeah, it does look like Dragapult is not going to be able to 1v3 this. It shouldn't be able to at least. Hurricane comes off. Does a lot. And his opponent... Oh, is he Scarfed? He's Scarfed? Scarf Tread. So that's an interesting... Well, that was an interesting battle. To be honest, he did get pretty unlucky with some moves, but like I said, the whole Crook sequence is what really did him in here. I think the rest of the game was fine, honestly. But like when you have your win condition, like you need to be very careful with it. Especially because like I said, Crook had super effective coverage, I believe, for everything on the team, except for the two waters. But Earthquake still did a lot to them, especially with a Moxie boost. So I think just, you know, recklessly switching it in right here into a Quillfish, which you don't really know what it's going to do. All it showed was Spike. So you had no really information. It's a very risky. Skarmory is a pretty safe switch into Quillfish, even like Stoice, because it covers spikes. You can just spin right away, right? So that's just something where, again, you know what your win condition is. You need to position it correctly and just not be risky with it. But you live and you learn. Again, he got pretty unlucky here, so I can't really blame him too much. So thank you guys for watching. Again, if you guys want to be part of this series, just join the Discord down below and sign up in the Team Building with Zooch series channel, and I'll get you guys signed up. So until next time, guys, see you later.